here we are again at the Plays the Thing, and my guest today is Gary Keys, who seems to be a very interesting gentleman, and I appreciate you coming to fill this space for this half an hour.
Thanks for
I'd
inviting
love
me.
to know all about you.
All about me?
All about, well, not everything, you know, but all these shows that you're doing. Recently, I understand you are involved in something presently.
Yes. In fact, tonight, it starts tonight. It's right across the road at East Hampton Film Studio. And tonight, to benefit the Francis Ann and Elaine Fund, is Dizzy Gillespie's Dream Band. That's the movie that I made about Dizzy Gillespie at Lincoln Center. And the Dream Band consists of Jerry Mulligan and Max Roach and John Lewis and Milt Jackson. And just a band, John Faddis, Melba Liston, Jimmy Heath, just all the guys that he's always wanted to play with in a orchestra with arrangements by Chico O'Farrell. And it's to benefit the Francis Ann and Elaine Fund. There's dinner, there's dancing, there's movie, and there's a live band playing the same kind of music that the movie's about, bebop, and dancing to it. Now, in the beginning of film, there used to, maybe you remember this, when you could go to a movie and you'd see a movie and you'd hear a band, and you might see a singer, and it was sort of a cross between vaudeville and cinema that they tried to marry together. And it was a very nice time. Do you remember that?
Well, yeah, you're talking about something like what the Paramount Theater used to have.
Exactly.
And the Radio City.
Yeah, and the Roxy.
And the Roxy.
Strand. And
yes, yes, I remember those days.
And last summer, at Symphony Space in New York, we tried this out with the movie that's Friday night, which is Cuba, Island of Music. And we had the movie, and then the Chico O'Farrell Orchestra played, and the place went wild. And they said to me, I mean, it was sold out and everybody loved it. And everybody said, why come there wasn't a place to dance? We wanted to dance to this music. We sat there and we watched the film, and everybody dances in the film. Why didn't you have a place to dance? So the light went on. And I had a friend whose name is Fraser Doherty, who actually founded
LTV.
LTV.
Yes,
and
we
now,
know him well.
Yes, and now right across the street here is where we're having this, in his soundstage, with a 40-foot screen and a live bands and food and dance.
And how much does it cost to enter?
It costs $100, but you
A
get all
person?
of those. Yes, you get all of those things. But also, it is a benefit for each night a different beneficiary. Friday night, with the Cuba Island of Music night, is Luli Duke's Foundation Amistad. Saturday, for Duke Ellington night, Memories of Duke, it's to benefit the Hamptons International Film Festival, just to show their year-round presence. It's not just their festival time, but they want to show other films and do other things. And Sunday afternoon, Good Time Sunday, which is my gospel music movie, there will also be the Bridgehampton Gospel Choir. And this is to benefit the Morris Dance Center.
Very interesting. And do you have these happenings at different locations all the time?
Yes. All of my films have been shown at the Museum of Modern Art, and they are in the permanent collection. In fact, next fall, they're going to show a retrospective of everything I've done. And then January 28th, they're showing a new film that I'm working on right now about Duke Ellington, also called Reminiscent in Tempo. This is a film that every year leading up to his 100th birthday, his sister used to have a birthday party for him after he died. And everybody would come to her house. And there would be all this memorabilia of Duke Ellington and his piano. And people would play his music and tell anecdotes about him and his music and sing him happy birthday.
How long ago did he die?
He died in 1975.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't seem that long.
Yes, and I filmed a number of those. And I'm using that. I also, while I was filming this movie, Memories of Duke, which will be shown Saturday night again for the Hamptons International Film Festival, with dancing, dinner. I had 20 songs that I never used anywhere. And the Museum of Modern Art, I showed them to them. And they said, Gary, you've got to do something with this. You've got to put this into another film. And here is music by this genius, and people haven't heard these performances of this music, and please do something. So I'm doing that, and it will be shown January 28th at 8 o'clock at the New Moment.
It sounds like you're a very talented young man.
Oh, say that again. Just kidding.
No, I mean it sincerely. You play an instrument yourself?
I play some sad drums.
Sad.
Sad. Extremely sad. In fact, I wouldn't be caught. But my friends who are coming to play these different evenings come to my house for my parties and they play. So I have drums and piano and bass. I live in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's very interesting. So you said you have a show tonight and tomorrow night?
No, not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right.
So we're not doing tomorrow night, but we're doing Friday night. Friday night. And let me tell you a story about this night. It's called Cuba Island of Music. And I was teaching at Columbia University. And teaching is very hard to teach what I do, which is to make documentary films. Now, it's hard enough to make a documentary film with people who say they know how to do it. Now, when you teach it, you have to make it. So it's like, it's almost impossible. So that's why I didn't like teaching. So I told Columbia that I didn't want to do it anymore. And they said, oh, Gary, but you know, you're really good and we'd like you to be involved with the university. So would you do a master class? So I said, master class. It's not a lot like teaching. And he said, yes, but you know, you'll get to travel and go. I said, where would I go? And they said, Cuba. I said, Cuba? Well, okay. I love Cuban music. I'd never been there. I wanted to go. So I went there. I was blown away. The music is everywhere. That's hence the name, Cuba Island of Music. But it's not just that the music is everywhere in the streets, bands, concerts, dance places, but the level of the music. All the people seem to be some type of virtuosos. And if you come and see this film, you'll see what I mean. But there was another thing that I found, and that is the old cars that they have kept. See, since we've had this embargo, they haven't been able to get any new cars. So what they've done is they kept all the cars from the 50s.
So that's vintage.
Yes, and they keep them running, and they're everywhere. Now, I have a car right outside that's a 66 Bonneville. So I'm an old car fan.
Oh, yes.
And that was one of the things. And then the other was I always liked the music because tonight's person, Dizzy Gillespie, went there and brought back a man by the name of Chano Pozo. And Chano Pozo brought, with Dizzy, Afro-Cuban music to jazz. So that was why I wanted to go. And then there is the incredible joy of life. After all of this time that we hear of different people, about the Cuban people and how they're being oppressed and there's no... I thought I was going to a gulag of some kind, somewhere.
Really?
And when I got there, I was like, am I in the right spot? Where am I? I mean, the joie de vivre is incredible. The music is incredible. The people are so happy to see you, and they just hang out with you. And it was just a great experience. And that's what this night, celebrating Cuban music and Cuban dance, Friday night, for the Foundation Amistad. You know Luli Dukes?
Yes.
It's her foundation.
Okay. And that said, you said it's going to be where? In the internet. Where is that place?
The place where it's going to be?
Yes.
Right across the road.
All four of these?
All four of these.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a different location.
No, all four in the same place, which is right across the road. It's 75 Industrial Road here in Wayne-Scott. And it's right across from us. The LTV is one building. This is
the other.
The other
And it's across the street from the airport.
Yes. Come down 27. You'll see a sign that says, as you come east, you'll see a first sign that says the town of East Hampton. And then you'll see the village of East Hampton. And you make a left at the next left, which is the airport. Go around underneath the railroad tracks. And then make the next left, which is Industrial Road, and just come down to 75. And there are these big Bill King statues out in front of it. Well, you know that.
Well, you're talking about when people come from east.
Yes.
And
When people come from west.
People come from west.
That's what they do. They see the town of East Hampton, then they see the village of East Hampton. These are these green signs.
From west?
Yes, from west, from Bridgehampton.
To come here?
Yeah.
Why do you have to go to East Hampton? They don't have to go. This is Wayne-Scott.
I know, but this is the easiest way to get here, is you make a turn after the village of East Hampton and the airport sign. You know the sign out there that says airport?
Yeah.
That's where you turn, go under the
Oh, well,
trestle.
I come here.
I know how you come. You come down in between the gas station, right? The Hess? Is that how you do it?
No, I go up to the bagel place, and there's a pizza place, pizza and bagel place, and that's, I forget the name of the road. I always go there. Go to the end, and that's Industrial Road, and
then
you
you
just
make
make
a
a
left.
left.
Yeah.
It's very straight.
Yes, but finding the in between the pizza and the bagel place could be kind of confusing. You know it because you know how to do it, so you just come.
Yeah.
But there's these signs, you know, these big green signs out on 27. Town of East Hampton is first, then Village of East Hampton, and then there's this big airport sign. You make a left right there.
If you want
Yeah.
to do
If
that.
you come the other way, when you come through East Hampton and you pass that gas station and you pass the bowling, and then you'll see once again the airport, and you just make a right at the airport underneath the trestle. Make the first left on Industrial Road.
Yeah, as they say, one is 19, the other one is 1 less 20.
Now, let me talk a little bit about the Good Time Sunday, which is the Sunday afternoon one,
Yes.
with the local Bridgehampton Gospel Choir, which is sort of very famous from around here. Good Time Sunday is about this group of black and white people who got together because they love gospel music. And the white people wanted to sing it. And the black people were sort of dubious, but they said, okay, fine. And they learned that that music, which I believe, has healing powers.
It does, I feel that too.
All kinds of music has healing powers. So as they started singing this music with each other, they found that it sort of made their preconceived prejudice go away. And they realized that they'd healed these feelings. So they put this group together, and they went out to hospices, hospitals, prisons, libraries, railroad stations, on the street, and they'd sing. They'd give just a concert, free concert. And it made everybody feel wonderful.
You should go to the senior center.
They did that too. They do that too. They don't want to get them too excited.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then, so if they'll come and they'll see that film first, and then the Bridgehampton Gospel Choir will give a concert for them. And
It's a good deal.
So, and there's food, and there's a glass of wine.
And how do you let people know that this is happening?
Here I am. Here we are.
Yeah, but this is one. I hope
And
this is not
well,
the only thing.
there was an ad in Dan's last week There are articles in the paper. There are PSAs on the radio.
How so?
I was on Bonnie Grace's this morning. I was on Hello, Hello, the morning show with Hyde.
Yes, yes.
This morning, and I'm going to be on tomorrow morning and the following morning until Sunday. And
did you go? How about Lois Wright? She has a show too.
No, I don't know Lois.
Oh, everybody else does.
Oh yes, here.
Here.
Oh,
yes.
okay. No,
Yes.
I haven't been on
She has
Lois
the
before.
longest running TV show at LTV.
Uh-huh.
Yes, she's very famous.
Really? Okay.
So this is very, very interesting in music. Like, music, I feel, is a language by itself.
Oh, absolutely.
And
this is some of America's, I'm saying not just the United States, but America's because of the Cuban music. Classical music. Has traveled all over the world. It makes friends all the time, unlike some Americans sometimes don't make friends. But music makes friends. Music heals, breaks down barriers. Music does something that I think even literature can't do. It just makes you feel good. You hear a song and something happens, or you hear a music and you remember something that did happen. It is, and then you can dance to it. It's very hard to
Yes.
dance to a book.
I haven't tried that.
Dancing to a book?
Yes.
Well, maybe a musical book.
Yeah, a musical book. Yes, it's different because a book you could
Well,
read by your,
yes, it's very insular.
yeah.
And music you can share. It's hard, unless you're reading out loud.
With a book, though, you could be in an imaginary world.
Oh, yes,
you could
absolutely.
Be
That's
in
what I
the
meant.
story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
yeah,
insular.
but
and-
dancing is very outgoing.
Yes, and so is
Yeah.
music. And then
Oh,
there's,
yeah, music, yeah.
And then there's something else. Performance of any kind, especially a musical performance, three things happen. Now, what are the three things? There is the musicians, there is the audience, and then there's the third thing. Now, since, as a filmmaker, I wanted to make the people who weren't there for that third thing to happen feel like they had better seats than if you were there live. So I get very close to the musicians, and so that the person who is watching it on TV,
Yes.
it's small. But if you watch it in a theater, then you feel that you're almost in. You were in the sax section. You were in the trombone section. You were there with the piano player's hands. You were there with the drummer. So.
And then you wish you could do that.
And then absolutely. Like I said, some sad drums.
I wanted to ask, did you ever write any music?
No.
That's very unusual. People in the business usually write their own
Yes.
stuff.
No, I can't play and I can't write music, but I do write the story outlines, and I make the story outlines of all the films that I make. So, and now I've written a play
You
about
have?
Duke Ellington and Eleanor Roosevelt
In one play?
in one play. A story.
What happens to them?
Okay,
How, they
here's-
meet someplace?
Yes,
In
yes.
the library?
This is, no. In the books, yes. They're all, okay, Eleanor and Ellington, they're in the same, okay. But in 1943, his first concert at Carnegie Hall was for Russian war relief. She, Eleanor, and Franklin asked him and got him to do this concert, and she was there. He told me about a bomb scare because of the racism at the time and the Russians, which were communists, and so there were some very reactionary people who didn't want that to happen.
A lot of conflict.
Yes, and there was a bomb scare. Now, absolutely nothing happened until I got a hold of the story. And I've made a play with music. It's called Duke and the Duchess. The Duchess was her code name.
Oh, hi, and who writes the music?
It's all Ellington music.
Oh, it's already
Yes.
music that was
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
I see.
Takes place in 1943.
Who gets the royalties?
The Ellington music. to Ellington Music, and I get the royalties for the book.
He doesn't have any relatives.
Oh, yeah, no, yes, the Ellington estate gets the royalties from Ellington Music.
I see. How did you get into this business?
I was an art director first. In fact, that's how I met the director outside, Lee Davis. And I know each other for years. And I was an art director at Doyle Dane, at Pushkin Studios, at Gray Advertising. And I was doing commercials. And I wanted to do longer pieces. I wasn't just happy with 60 seconds at that time. Now they're 30, sometimes they're 10. And I was also doing live concerts. I did the Supremes at Lincoln Center. I did Count Basie and Stan Getz, which was the first jazz concert at Lincoln Center. And the Supremes was the first pop concert at Lincoln Center. I did Simon and Garfunkel. And I was sitting in a place called the Lanes, where I was living upstairs at the time. I now live around the corner in Manhattan. And she knew I was doing concerts. Now, some people wanted to take Duke Ellington to Mexico as part of the Mexican Olympics. The Olympics, in the beginning, started not just as athletics. There were all kinds of Olympics. There was art and poetry and music. So the Mexicans decided in '68 to do a Mexican Cultural Olympics. The United States...
What year was this?
'68.
Oh.
And the American participation was Duke Ellington and Van Cliburn. I'm in Elaine's one night, and Elaine introduced me to some people who said, could you get Duke Ellington to go to Mexico as part of the Cultural Olympics?
I wonder if everybody knows where Elaine's is.
Second Avenue and 89th Street in Manhattan.
Yes, it's a very famous restaurant. It's still there,
Oh,
right?
yes, it's still there. And I live right around the corner.
You live,
Yeah.
I
In fact,
used to live there at one time.
Really? Where?
On 89th and 2nd.
From 228 East 89th Street.
I can't remember. It was, but I only lived there like for 2 years.
Uh-huh. Well, we were
maybe
neighbors.
Maybe we were. And they
Was she there when you lived there?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yes. She's
I was
been there
living
like
up there.
forever.
Yeah, she's been there 35 years.
And all the famous people go there to
Yeah.
eat. And there was a cafeteria, not a cafeteria on the corner, which is not there anymore.
Yeah, it's there. It's still there. The Midnight Express. It's a diner.
Oh, diner. That's
Yes.
what I mean. On
Yeah.
the corner, I used to go there for breakfast
It's
a lot.
still there.
Is it?
She's still there.
I know
I'm
she's...
still there. You're not still there.
No, but this was on the, not the same side as Elaine. This was on the other side.
On the other side, there's a cleaner.
I'm telling you, it's not there
It's
anymore.
not
It's not a cafeteria. A diner. It was a little
diner.
corner diner.
Yeah. No, there's a cleaner there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
it
but
used to
the
be
other diner on the other corner.
on the other corner.
Yeah,
Yes,
on the corner
yes.
where I am. It's still there. It's the Midnight Express.
Yes, that's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice neighborhood. I liked
Oh, I
it.
love
It
that
was
neighborhood.
near
Still.
the UN, and it wasn't it near the UN? Yeah.
No, well, the UN's on 42nd.
Well, but it was
Runs
close.
from 42nd to 48.
I
40
used
block.
to live around there too.
Yeah.
I moved around an awful lot.
But remember, movies, music, food, and dancing. 4 nights. Tonight, Dizzy Gillespie's Dream Band, and a live band to dancing. Friday night, Cuba Islander music, Chico O'Farrell's orchestra, live dancing, live salsa dancing. Saturday night, Memories of Duke Ellington, with the New Washingtonians, which is what the Duke's band was called before it was called, the Duke Ellington band, it was called the Washingtonians because he's from Washington. And Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, Good Time Sunday, the Love of Gospel Music, with the Bridgehampton, mind you, this is the local folk, gospel choir.
Well, that's really wonderful, and you could go there. It's in Wayne Scott
Yes.
at Studios
Yeah.
on
Right next door.
Industrial Road.
75
I'm just telling that to
Industrial Road.
75, and you're going to have a lot of fun if you go there. And You're going to have a lot of fun if you watch this show on, when am I on?
I think you're on tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah,
At
happy
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock,
Yeah.
and Monday,
I'm not sure what time, Monday.
I think it's in the evening or in the morning. I'm sorry, I don't know when my show is
Well, if
on.
they see it Monday, it will be over, you missed it.
Yes. And I'd like to thank the whole crew, and Christine Stanley's at the camera, and Robert is on camera too.
Let's give him a
No,
hand.
that's not Robert. I changed. This is Alex with a J initial. And there is Matt outside, and our friend
Davis,
Lee Davis, the
Yes,
director.
the director.
And it has been a real pleasure meeting you. You're a very unusual, talented person. You do so many things that I could never even dream of touching. Getting
I
there.
hear, though, that you've written a wonderful book. See? I did some homework on you, too.
You did.
I hear it's wonderful, too, by
It
the way.
is. Maybe you want to make a film out of it.
Well, I'd love to see it anyway. I'd surely like to read it as well.
Well, I also write plays. I'm going to do a, well, anyway, I don't want to plug myself.
Sure you
Just
do.
wanna
Plug
say
yourself.
Good night, goodbye. See you next time. The play's the thing, and I'm
Happy
going to have another
Thanksgiving.
wonderful guest for you.